Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Meeple has landed.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to... That's not our normal... This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful game setup. This is not my beautiful Super's game. That's right. We are trying something new tonight. We are starting a whole new story. We're calling it Echoes of the Undying. Still playing CYPHER, but instead of Supers, we're going fantasy this time. And as you can see, I'm in the GM chair. I am, as always, your host, Trevor, the Vitruvian Meeple, here alongside Matt, Julie, Ray, Patrick, and ECAT. We're going to get started. Dawn breaks over the small town of Riverhead, a tiny little community nestled into a nice savanna, about a day's ride from the edge of the desert of Saga. Makes for a nice trading post, makes for a nice way station for travelers. And that is where we find ourselves this morning. As the birds start to chirp and the chill starts to leave the air, the camera pans down to a small stable. Out back of the stable, where one would expect muck, dirt, those who play with animals and mud for a living. No. Sipping from a very nice teacup, we see, well, he kind of looks human except for the blue skin and the small bits of horn coming out of his head. He looks completely relaxed, as if he had no cares whatsoever. Patrick, would you please introduce us to Zell?
So, Zell is a man of great comfort and presumed wealth. He's somebody who likes to make connections. Looks-wise, he's on the tall side, but very skinny, constantly working out, doing push-ups and crunches just to make sure he keeps those abs nice and tight, because he needs to work with people for a living, whether they know it or not. He's been a spy before. He's been a soldier. He's done a lot of things. And right now, he's on the run from his previous employers who had double-crossed him and decided to put an end to his services the hard way. Fortunately, a friend let him know, and he managed to get out with just the clothes on his back. So he fled, and he is now trying to rebuild his life. But he still likes to enjoy the finer things, even when his friends aren't around, for whatever possible reason they might not be here this morning. And so he's enjoying a nice cup of tea and maybe a watercress sandwich or something else that has very few calories in it, because once again, he's horribly concerned about his looks. If you look carefully, his blue skin is rouged a little bit in the right spots, and his little stubs of horns are nicely polished with some beeswax and a good warm rag, just to make sure that, it catches the morning sunlight just so. He leans back, takes in the wonderful morning air, says, maybe I should go get my friends out of the pokey.
Maybe indeed. So last night, at the Sleeping Dragon Inn, a little scuffle happened, as I understand. Now, everyone has their own version of the story, but let's start with Zell. What did you see go on last night?
So Zell likes to hang out with his new friends a lot. They're some of the only friends he's had, especially ones that he's not trying to get anything out of, and they don't really want anything out of him, so it's rather nice. So the crew were hanging out inside of a inn, having some, fun. It's maybe perhaps rambunctious times. Now, Zell, of course, was doing his usual, trying to get information out of people, listening to what's going on, and maybe trying to bend the morals of a few folks to his advantage. But one of the things Zell is very conscious of course, is you can only drink so much booze before you start looking like somebody who drinks a lot of booze. And he doesn't want that at this point in his career. So as he was slipping out the front in order to take in some night air and a short walk maybe around the place and see what's going on about town, he heard a bit of an argument starting from his friend Zahar, who was busy in some sort of, as best he could tell, drinking contest, which she was undoubtedly winning. She's very good at such things. But an argument seems to have broken out, and she stood up, smashed her hands onto the table, and started yelling, at which point Zell had to make a very hard life choice of, do I go in and try to help protect my friend, or do I stay out of reach of my friend, who may very well grab me and punch me just on principle? In which case, he slid out the front door and hoped that nothing bad would happen.
Well, seems only right then that we should go from there to our next character, Zahar. Ekat, would you please describe Zahar and then give us her account of things last night?
Zahar is a tall, roughly 6 foot woman of desert descent, dusky skin, vibrant green eyes. She's on the thin side because she is of desert descent, strong but not muscular. She always wears a black hijab with a red veil over it and desert robes of black, red, and gold. Those are the only colors anyone ever sees her wearing. She's roughly 30 years old, and she tends to be on the more quiet side because she does have a bit of a temper, and she knows it's better just to keep her mouth shut in most cases. So what, in her opinion, happened was she had been sitting there enjoying a quiet drink with her friends when this braggart noticed that she was drinking some rather stronger spirits and challenged her, basically saying that no woman could outdrink him. She took that as a challenge. And she made a bet with him. And the night progressed, and they were doing shots of some really, really good whiskey because, well, she convinced the man to pay for it, so why not? And just as they had finished, he was mostly pretty much in his cups under the table. She was collecting up the bet, had stood up to do so, when suddenly she got slammed from behind and face planted into the table.
Ooh. That must have hurt.
Oh, yeah. Now,
looks like our boy brought some friends.
Yes. She is not one to start a brawl, but she sure as heck will finish one. And with that, she turned, grabbed the person who had slammed into her, and threw him across the room.
Excellent.
And from there, things progressed.
Now, did she stay at the level of fisticuffs, or did she draw her blade?
She does not draw her blade unless absolutely necessary. For those who know her, it is a black scimitar that she holds very strong affection for.
So, Zahar, all things considered, sounds mostly like the model of self-restraint.
She tries really hard to be.
So, let's pan next to her to her partner in, well, let's not say it's crime, but her adventuring companion. Let us go to the mallard of the group. Matt, would you please describe Hereward the Drake?
Howard the Drake is, imagine a anthropomorphic duck, like, any of your favorite cartoons from the bygone eras. Um, it's about 5 foot tall, which is impressively large for his species. Incredibly muscular, almost as wide as he is tall. Um, has off-white, possibly grayish feathers. Is, right now just wearing a hide battle kilt with a really impressive belt on. And an eye patch. And a really, really, really unpleased expression, which is alternating being aimed at the guard outside and one of the other companions. It's a baleful glance in that from that one eye.
And who is that? Who is the target of that glare?
Is probably the shortest member of the party, who Hereward is very convinced started this whole thing. Because, yes, Zahar got into a drinking contest, as his companion, his sword sister, is wont to do. And so, a fool and his money is surely parted. So he started some side bets with the man's companions, knowing that his sword sister could very well take care of herself. And was just watching everything unfold as she drank the jerk under the table, which was hilarious. And so were the expressions of the man's companions. So Hereward laughed at them because they're weak fools. At which one of them got upset and threw a beer at his face,
Ooh.
which, he handily ducked because he is a duck of action. But unintended pun there. Unfortunately, the drink hit the table behind Hereward, where our littlest companion was deep in thought, examining some sort of written object. Hereward, is not illiterate, but really wasn't paying attention to whether it was a book or a scroll or whatever, and that got splashed. And a mighty squeal went out, and a really enraged gnome, kind of like a angry chickmunk, ran incensed at the drunken louts, and things got interesting.
Okay. Well, let's hear things from the rabid chipmunk's point of view. Ray, you're sitting there, you're enjoying some nice drink. Apparently, it comes in pints. And all of a sudden, such a pint comes and splashes all over. What were you reading, actually? And describe Tequila, if you would, please.
Tequila the gnome was intent, and Tequila the gnome is very often intent on studying, researching, tinkering, fiddling, and messing with all sorts of objects, in addition to just working out solutions to situations that just he can't fathom that other people aren't considering just on a regular basis. And so there was a document that had been presented to him by one of the other members of the party, I believe it was either Zell or Zahar, and was busily trying to work out its meaning and to what it was referring, considering the reason for their quest that evening, when yes, absolutely, a beverage came out of nowhere because Tequila doesn't really pay attention to those things, and sloshed on the document. And as intent and focused as he was, we can probably say abreacted a little bit. Emphasis on little. And so he slammed his little fists on the table and stood up, all 4'1" of him, and immediately just began cursing out the what he believed to have been the source of what has now at least partially skewed, if not ruined, this document, this thing that he was working on, hurling all sorts of insults about the perpetrator's origin, family heritage, and other physical abilities that Tequila has just been starting to learn about all of these in his handful of months out away from the city of Dorba, where he grew up, and he was really feeling himself in this. But unfortunately, the recipient of said insults took the timbre of Tequila's voice to mean that it came from one of the female members of the party, and thus the skirmish began.
Hmm. And finally, let's get the perspective of the last member of our group, Serafina. Julie, could you please describe Serafina for us, and what happened from your perspective?
Well, Serafina is not a physical combat person. She is beautiful, very otherworldly, very, very fair skin, blue-green eyes with long, very long red hair that tends to look like flame when the light hits it just right. She has a very lithe dancer's body, about 5'7". She moves gracefully, wears very dark elaborate robes with hooded cloaks. And she is some sort of spellcaster. She does that she said she uses her hands, and she had actually been on the other side of the bar, basically performing some light legerdemain, magic tricks with using actual magic to do it versus
Sleight
of hand skills, making money, to be able to afford their lodging and food, and to go on to the next town as they continue adventuring. So she wasn't really paying attention to the drinking contest that was going on, kind of keeping one eye on it, but not actively being involved. When she heard the beginnings of the crash, things flying, shouted words. And then she heard the poor gnome and knew that now it was on. I mean, Zahar getting mad enough to fight back against the guys and stuff is one thing, but for Tick, just not his normal, so he must be upset. And before Seraphina had a chance to try to intervene to make sure that he was okay, things got bad, and next thing we know, the town's guard had showed up.
So the five of you are in Riverhead. Riverhead gets its name because it is located very near the source of the Muldorf River, which is a large natural spring in one of the small bits of woods nearby, just southeast of the town. Now, you're here not for sightseeing or anything like that, but you've heard rumors that about every year and a half or so, when the blood and halo moons are in convergence, that strange things happen in the vicinity of that spring. Creepy things. Things that involve, well, the land as a whole is plagued, as you all well know, by the undead. The armies of the Pale King spill forth from the Banelands, attempting to conquer the entirety of the world of Kor. And such things have been reported around that spring, around these times. And those moons will be in concordance tomorrow night. Or the night after you arrive, excuse me. Because it's now the morning, so it will be tonight. Forgive me. So that is why you are here. Takito, what you were studying were actually astronomical charts, such as they are. Now, they all come from the Citadel and the Empire, so you can probably take their veracity with a grain of salt. Just go ahead and discard the ones that show, a picture of the Empress sitting like a puppet master with the planets planets and stars on strings. So that is why you are here. Now, Zell, obviously you're not going to, publicize the fact that you avoided this just because of your waistline. So what tale have you been spinning about why you were not involved in the fray?
Oh, well, if any of the friends will inquire, he was, of course, quite busy with some female relation of the innkeeper, maybe the innkeeper's wife, possibly, possibly
Yes.
daughter. Not quite sure. Depends on what age each is, but certainly was not up to any good, and was having a wonderful, wonderful time
Right.
in the back room.
Well, no, in fact, you have been spreading the rumor that you were involved with that you were passing the time with the innkeeper's wife. The innkeeper is a large, barrel-chested man with reddish-brown hair, long hair, and a mustache and beard that come down, almost to his bust line. His wife, Renawa, is, one would say, middle-aged. She has blonde, wavy hair with wisps of gray in a ponytail, and she is also a bit of a cougar. So that is,
So quite plausible.
yeah. So you make your way to the guard station, and in fact, the head of the Riverhead Guard is there, and I'm going to offer you our first GM intrusion.
Excellent.
Do you accept it?
Oh, it's not appearing on my screen.
That's because I'm not there yet. There we go.
All right, I shall accept.
Excellent.
And let's see. Oh, we have copies.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's see. Since I kind of blame Zahar for everything, I think I'll give her the first XP for it.
Fair. So, the captain, yes, the head of the town guard is there, and who should it be but Ashin, the innkeeper?
Oof.
He sees you come in, and his face gets as red as his hair. Passing the time with my wife, are you? I'll run you out of town for this. And he reaches back as if he's grabbing for a weapon. What would you like to do in the moment before he is armed?
I wouldn't say I was making time with her. She was making time with me. I had nothing to do with it. I was just kind of there.
Oh, now you're insulting her promise, are you?
Oh,
No,
not at all.
she told me the whole thing. She told me you courted her and bedded her. Multiple times, as a matter of fact. And now you come here, what? For your friends?
I have come here to apologize to you.
Really? Well, let's hear it then.
I'm very sorry for doing your wife dirty on a couple different occasions. On your marital bed. On top of the dining room table that you eat at. I hope you didn't have breakfast there this morning. I don't know if we cleaned it up. But yeah, I apologize for having done that to defame her character and, of course, to defame you as a husband. That was wrong of me, and I beg for your forgiveness.
All right. So we're going to call for the first roll of the game, which is going to be an intellect-based roll. It's going to be difficulty 5 because you're digging your own grave as fast as you're trying to climb out of it. And things related to, persuasion, things like that would definitely apply to this roll. But your starting difficulty is a 5.
Okay, let's see. Item, these difficulties, a 5. Let's see. I don't think I have any assets on this. I haven't prepared myself to infuriate him as much as humanly possible. Although, I seem to be doing a pretty good job so far.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, I think I'll just roll it straight up and see what comes of it.
Okay. Very nice.
Oh, oh my.
So, for your minor effect, he gives pause, and he seems to appreciate your forthrightness, even if he doesn't necessarily appreciate the subject of it. And you see his infuriated demeanor soften just a little bit. And he starts leaning his chair forward, leaving the rather large and very sharp-looking double-headed axe leaning against the back wall where it was. Well, that's it. Then off with you, then.
You sure you don't want to talk to her first before I head out?
Oh, I have.
Okay.
And his face is just stone.
I can't get out of here, though, without my friends. Obviously. Is there anything I can do to, coax them out? I mean, it was entertaining, if nothing else. Everyone wants to come to your bar now to talk about that. I bet that's the most excitement you people have had in years.
Oh, trust me, Riverhead gets its share of excitement. We're a very popular stopover for the like of you. How do you think the innkeeper became the head of the guard? Most of the shit goes down in this town goes down in my place anyway.
Ah.
Seems silly to have to pay 2 people for it. Speaking of payment, he looks kind of past you out the door towards the inn, which is actually only a couple of doors down. Again, convenience. The way I see it, you owe me 3 tables and the majority of a dozen stools. Now, have you got the coin, or does one of your friends know how to woodwork?
Oh, that's a fascinating question. I'm certainly no woodworker. That's not in the repertoire of jobs I've had in the past.
He looks down at your rather skinny biceps and with a look of complete non-surprise.
My delightfully smooth hands, which have probably
Yeah.
never seen a day of manual
Oh, yeah.
labor in the past decade.
I have a hint for Zell that you see me be able to use magic to, mend items.
Oh yeah.
So actually,
So
hold on. Let's see if you remember that. Can you give me an intellect roll difficulty 3? Anything having to do with memory would apply, but I don't think you have anything like that.
memory.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. Here.
Informational recall.
Yeah, no, I don't see anything that I could use for that. So
Okay.
let's just have to pull it up. Oh,
Oh, look at that. You missed by exactly 1 level. So for our viewers at home, we are introducing a house rule in this campaign, and we call it the Devil's Bargain. Now, the Devil's Bargain is as such. When a character fails a roll by 3 or less, i.e. exactly 1 level, they can accept the Devil's Bargain. If they do, we will consider them to have succeeded on that roll, but I get a free GM intrusion.
and I'll take that.
Excellent. All right. So you, yes, you do recall that Seraphina, you have seen Seraphina mend objects. Probably not something quite as big as a chair or a table, more like clothing and small things like that. But it's certainly worth a shot. As your GM intrusion, however, running in through the door is Renawa, Ashin's wife. She sees you, her face brightens, she runs, leaps, wraps her arms around your neck, kisses your cheek, looks over at Ashin, and gives him a dirty little smirk.
So I look from over towards him, then down to my hand, which inherently just grabbed her butt without even thinking about it. Like, oh. Yeah. So indeed, my friends can repair furniture. That is not a question. In fact, we can go over right now and fix it.
Oh, I don't know. You seem to have your hands full a little bit.
I wouldn't say I'm not the one who fixes stuff. I only mend broken hearts.
I'm going to say that you, kind of instinctually just kind of glance over towards Renawa at that statement. She flutters her eyelashes at you. She is milking this for all it is worth.
I've probably done her reputation immense benefit.
For everyone except her husband. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
All right. So he is steaming again. Fix the furniture. Give the place a good clean down.
Okay. We can definitely do that.
And he stands up, points at you, Zell. You follow me. You, he points at Renawa. I'll see you at home. Maybe, she says, and kind of flounces off. And he leads you down the hall to... They're not so much jail cells as they are, like, storage rooms with locks. Riverhead is not a large town. It's not a rich town. So, they don't have very fancy things. They don't have, excuse me, they don't have posh things like they do in most of the rest of the Empire, especially in Kalva. But he goes up to one of the doors, and there's a little sliding window at about head height. And he opens it up and shouts through to the other four of you, "Oi! Lover boys here!"
Oh, great.
Zahar, who has spent the better part of the evening mostly in a meditative sitting position, opens her eyes, sighs deeply, kind of stretches a little, and stands and just turns and stares at the door.
So, Pretty Man, you getting us out of here, or are you joining us?
Come on, we've got work to do.
Yes,
What is this we shit?
Zell, what did you do?
I'm not the one who broke the furniture.
Who did you do?
That's another story.
So, Zell, I want to make it clear here that you and Renawa didn't actually sleep together.
Oh, no, certainly not.
No, you didn't see a hint of one another the entire night.
Oh, I'm willing to play along.
But apparently she got wind of this little story that you were spreading and is using it to her own advantage.
I am all for it. It means there's one person in town not actively trying to kill us, which is good. We can use this.
Yeah, especially since you do have business here tonight. So Ashin throws open the door, stands back, and very snarkily kind of does to the four of you. By sundown, or else all five of you are going back in here.
Sounds good.
Is it safe to assume he stripped us of our weapons when he threw us in here?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, was he speaking Imperial?
Yes.
Howard actually says this.
Oh.
Because he didn't understand at all what he just said.
Yes, he did.
What did he say?
Apparently, whatever Zell said we have to do, we agreed to do, we have to do by Sunday.
By Sunday. Okay.
Sunday.
By sundown.
Yes. Oh, sundown. Even I
No.
had trouble.
Which is good.
You know?
Any other business we have certainly can wait until then.
So I turned to Ashin. How tall is he in comparison to Zahar, who is 6 foot?
He has probably a good 4 inches on you.
Okay. So she's not intimidated because her father is tall, and as is her brothers. She just turns to him, looks at him, and goes, "My sword. My dagger."
Come on. And he leads you out to the front room, unlocks a small cabinet, and so Zahar, do you take your sword or do you just call it to your hand?
I just take it.
Okay.
I don't need these people to know just how special. The
Fair.
fact that it's a black scimitar is enough.
Yeah. Okay, so you all retrieve your possessions, and what do you do next?
Turn and look at Zell.
Well, let's go and start heading out towards the inn.
Do the
You
rest of you?
don't have a good feeling about this, do you?
No. I
Uh.
always walk on Heward's blind side.
Okay. So that is on his left.
You're muted. There you go.
Meanwhile, yeah, I figured that. So as soon as we started leaving, Tequila instantly just goes into his own little his stress release, which is both bitching about the situation, which is also workshopping the solutions in order to try to get out through and out of the situation, but something along the lines of that big stupid elf hadn't gotten the message on my papers. I could have actually had it done, and we could have had a plan.
Are any of you paying a lick of attention to Tequila? This is certainly not,
Yes,
not
actually,
unusual behavior for him.
I am planning on making sure that we make the most use out of Tequila, so I'm walking next to him.
Okay.
Like, hey, Techie, we have another project for you to work on.
Really? Is this one going to be able to stay a little bit more pristine?
You know the tables and chairs that Zahar threw the person through, and that
Are you
Heward-
kidding? Shrapnel nearly came within 2 centimeters of my brain.
and the whole table that Heward picked up and smacked against the back of that other guy.
That's what
we
my
need to
drink
fix
was
those.
on.
We need to fix those. You can fix things, right? You're handy.
Typically with a little bit more precision and moving parts than just furniture.
But
I'll
you-
make a wager with you, Gnomeling.
And at that, like, still, Tequila just kind of skittishly hops away anytime he's not expecting to hear Harewood's voice. So, but he's listening.
You don't manage to do carpentry. I'll build a table out of your bones. Let's go.
Like he thinks that's supposed to be inspirational or something. Like I'm supposed to be motivated to do that. But
So we're going to offer another GM intrusion here to Tequila. If I can find you on the map here. Here we are. Tequila, GM intrusion.
sure. I'd like to get rid of this jump to bottom button that doesn't do anything when I press it. Oh, there we go. Yay. Sure.
So, Tequila, as was discussed before the game, has a strong distrust, dislike, one might even go so far as to say a mild phobia of waterfowl, of which your companion here prides himself on being. You are unable to respond to his taunt in anything but sputtering and getting red in the face because all of the panic is starting to rise. As you understand that, the fact that ducks, I mean, they have teeth, but only kind of, and I mean, this one has big teeth. One of these days, you are convinced that some type of waterfowl is going to be the death of you, and this may just be the day.
Fairly safe bet.
That'd certainly affect the campaign.
Indeed.
Right. So
Zahar, remind me why I haven't eaten him yet.
Too stringy. Barely a
And
mouthful.
artificial coloring.
runs runs a thumb along the serrations, which are called tomium, I think, on the beak.
It's not even enough for a sandwich, Fjord.
And
At
with
which
that,
point, I
but
reach down into my messenger bag and pull out a lime. And
okay.
I hand it to Takeedle, who is in full panic mode, and go, here, eat. And I just hand it to him and keep walking.
Like just a
Just
regular lime.
right? Regular old lime.
Is this the first time you have done this?
No. Whenever you go into a panic, she hands you a lime.
So he kind of, Takeedle takes the lime and twitchily moves to the other edge of the party and starts to peel it and
I figured he was
takes
just gonna
out the
chop
sections
it like an apple.
and just does the face every single time, but he diligently eats the entire lime
Okay.
as they continue on.
Well, so like I said, the sleeping dragon is only a few doors down from the makeshift jail. So it doesn't take you more than a minute or so to get there. And
So
even,
I begin to eat the
yeah,
lime.
and even that is mostly because you are, not going at full speed because you're too busy, talking with each other, which is fine. But so you get to the sleeping dragon, and you open the door. Now it is late spring. It's a nice temperate day, and the buildings in Riverhead are not going to be particularly well insulated from what you can see. Who opens the door?
I do. Assume Hereward's kind of the first through the door sort of guy. Maybe with a little more force than intended.
We call him Hugo.
He's...
Hugo first.
Yes.
So Hereward, you push open the door. Again, a little stronger than probably necessary, just because you want to be a little bit assertive at the moment. It is, you get hit in the face with a blast of cold air. All the feathers up your back ruffle. It was not like
Do
that.
I see that? Do I see the? Because I'm right next to him.
Yeah.
My hand goes to my sword.
What season are we in?
Late spring. It is the third of the 3-month spring.
This
Month name still TBA.
far too late for a cold snap. Do I see anything in the...
You see a pretty trashed inn. Make me a difficulty, we'll call it 4, intellect check, perception, sight-based perception will help here.
Oh, good. Going to make the guy without depth perception.
Hugo first.
Can I give him an asset by helping to look?
Yeah, are you trained?
I'm right next. I'm trained in perception as well.
Okay, then you actually get 2 assets on the roll.
All right.
When a character who is trained or specialized assists with a roll, it is 2 assets instead of 1. Excellent. So there is more damage now than you guys did during the fight. I mean, you left the place pretty busted up, but not this bad by far.
Man,
Something's
was
off.
he angry this morning?
How badly did you annoy the innkeeper? This wasn't
Apparently
this bad
very.
last night.
Why is it cold?
Good question.
Is there like a secret basement in here? Full of all the little booze the two of you didn't drink?
I was paying attention to my drinks. I didn't see anything. I kind of gave Heward a nudge and go on, get out of the doorway.
So the inside is relatively well lit by windows, and it's not. It is the amount of lit that you would expect from a building like that at this time of day. But yeah, nevertheless, it is. You all feel it when you walk in. It's when you're going into a store and it's got like the downward burst, the downward wind. It's kind of like that, but very cold.
Okay, so I don't have a magic knowledge skill, which honestly should have come with the magic training ability.
Oh yeah,
Okay, but can I use the
that comes with magic training? Yeah.
Okay, I just don't have it in my skill list then.
We just...
Yeah, I'd like to. I'm gonna have to figure out how to roll on that to see if I'm able to kind of discern if it's like cold magic in nature or necromantic or some other, basically what would end up creating basically this cold effect.
Okay. Make me we'll call it a difficulty 4 intellect roll, and you are trained from magic training.
Yeah, or no. I'm going to throw in an level of effort to ease the task on this.
Okay.
Ooh.
Would you like a devil's bargain?
Sure. Why not?
So there is something. This is supernatural, but not magical. And the more you think about it and the more you're kind of reaching out with your senses, you get the feeling that it is not supernatural, but unnatural. Zahar.
Yes.
Could you please make me a difficulty 3 perception roll?
Absolutely. Difficulty 3. And I'm just going to do a straight perception roll right now. Good enough?
Yep. Yishun's minions have been here.
I curse under my breath in desert.
All right.
I reach to a small medallion that is under my robes.
Okay.
Close my eyes very briefly. They do give me strength. And I pull my scimitar,
Oh.
which at least to Heward should be a sign.
I'd say that the five of you have been together long enough that you all know that Zahar only draws her sword when she means business, and usually that business has something to do with as you have come, as Zahar refers to them, the lost, those that died but have not yet gone to the embrace of Arashki. For the Dark God Ishun has brought them back to a parody of life.
The Dark One has been here. I step to the side and I put my back to the wall.
Okay.
Edward unslings the mace, takes up a position to her right, and just spits on the ground.
I'm stepping off to the other side towards the back and turning on one of my abilities to protect myself, Shroud of Flame. All of a sudden, my whole body has become shrouded in flames. So it's obviously not burning me, but everybody knows that anybody who tries to come near me will take damage from it.
Tequila is still eating his lime because he is oblivious to the cold, to what has just happened, because he's still trying to work himself down from the panic.
Okay.
And Zell, still standing in the doorway because he's obviously not going to walk into this without, somebody else walking in first. Pulls out his crossbow, slowly, cocks it back. Hey, Tech.
What? And Tick looks around and is like, oh, nuts. Okay.
Something very bad happened in there, not the least of which it may soon be a conflagration, so be careful. There's a lot of kindling around.
So Deketel is actively getting out his sling, but upon Zell saying kindling, he's actually looking down at the ground on everything that is within an arm's reach of him.
Okay.
My ability, I actually need to roll for it. But I'm not sure if I need to roll for it to activate it or roll for it if somebody is trying to touch me.
It's if someone's trying to touch you.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you do not have to roll to activate it.
Okay.
That would just be cruel.
I will wait to charge my weapon until something happens.
Okay. Actually, no, you don't even have to roll for that. You just have to pay the intellect point, which you have one intellect edge, so it doesn't cost you anything. Yeah, no, that's all automatic. Okay, and I'm sorry, Ekat, say that again. I was distracted.
I wait to charge the black scimitar until such time as a foe appears.
Okay.
What was the name of the innkeeper's wife?
Ranawa. Ranawa.
So I lean into the door. I'm fitting a bolt into the front of the crossbow. Bernoa, you in here?
Really? At a time like this?
Yes.
Really?
Because I don't want my friends to murder the wife of the innkeeper without a really good reason first. Because we just got 4 of you out of jail, and I have a feeling that one would lead to a summary sentence.
How do we know she didn't cause this?
Kind of assuming either she did or she was just killed by whatever it was. So,
Well-
yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
then she is with the lady, and it doesn't matter.
Or she's turned and she needs to go down.
Well, there's
Be
always
put
that.
down.
Yeah, the other one happened last night, right, guys?
I will remind you that you saw Renawa not 5 minutes ago.
Does not matter.
Yep.
We
Or at
don't
least
know that
Ze-
was her.
As a Zell did.
So does it sound like she or anybody is responding?
Not only is no one responding, but the silence is almost eerie. You would actually think in an empty common room like this, you would get some echoes, and the echoes seem very swallowed, if there at all.
I would like to see through a trick or determine if this is an illusion of some kind.
Okay.
The suffer.
Difficulty 4.
And I'm going to use, what the hell is that for? Innate power to use my speed as opposed to intellect. Can I?
No, you can only do that for things relating to your focus.
Oh, right. Okay. Never mind.
Okay. This doesn't appear to be an illusion. You kind of get the same feeling that Seraphina got, that there is, I mean, not like you didn't already know this, but it's just kind of confirmation that there is something of the lost at work here.
I glance at Heward, since he's my sword brother. Do I call them out?
Heward has to turn a little bit extra so he can actually see you.
Yeah. It's either that or a waiting game, and I don't like waiting.
Me neither. So I project my voice and say, with the power and blessings of Arashki behind me, I call you forward. Show yourself.
Where did I get the right music for this? Right. I would like everyone, please, to make me a difficulty 3 hearing-based perception roll. So anything, if you just have general perception, that qualifies. If you have specifically seeing, noticing visual things, that does not count. That kind of thing.
Level
Th-
3?
Yes.
Level 3,
And
you
if-
said?
And if we don't have either of those, just a straight intellect check.
Yep.
And sorry.
Should I use hear or notice dangers around you at an inability?
Yes.
And unless this is, I can leverage tracking into it.
Nope.
No. Okay.
I think 90% of my problem is I'm still on the porch.
So I don't
Okay.
have to do
This
any.
is why we are sword brother and sister.
Yes.
No, you can roll. Right. You're just it's going to be
Okay,
and-
the inability is taken into account.
yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go. The 3 of you hear a wail from... You're assuming this place has a downstairs because it's coming from not directly below you, but definitely down.
Okay. Hereward starts kicking debris, like using the webbed feet to scrape it out of the way, and sort of like tapping on the ground with the handle of the pole mace, just
Okay.
seeing if like a floorboard gives, or there's a trap door or something.
Okay. You don't notice anything. I mean, it sounds like there is some understructure here, but you're not finding like a trapdoor or anything.
Okay, is there any other rooms off?
Oh, yeah, there's a whole kitchen.
So at this point,
Yeah.
we're gonna. I want to say that Hereward speaks this aloud,
Okay.
and Tequil responds with, "Well, if you use the way that the sound refracts from different areas, we can triangulate the position to where the sound is actually coming from, which is actually somewhere over to the back wall underneath the mirror, underneath the window."
The way.
Actually, Tequila, make me a... Let's see what you have that might help with this. Tequila's insane list of skills. Make me a level 3 check for solving problems with multiple solutions. Because if you got it, I'm going to use it.
Uh-huh. That's what I had just checked. Yay. Woot.
Since you actually did notice it, and it is something new and interesting, your brain kind of does a little, triangulation in the back just on its own. It sounds like if it's echoing out of anywhere, it sounds like it's echoing out of the kitchen. Because this isn't just a bar, it's a bar that serves food. No, I mean, this is this is an inn. This is where you had been planning on staying last night. In fact, some of your stuff is probably still up in your rooms. But yeah, it's this is the town restaurant, the town bar. Riverhead only has about maybe 12 to 1,500 people. So it's still relatively small. It's not a tiny little hamlet, but it's not by any means an urban city.
Well, Tequila, having focused on this, Tequila makes a beeline to the kitchen where the sound is emanating from.
And we got the runner.
Oh. Right.
Gnomes.
I guess we have to go after the little bastard.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Before I walk in as they're heading into the kitchen, I don't want to get too far out of their sight. I look back towards the jail. Is he standing in the doorway to the town jail?
No.
Oh, excellent. Good. Okay, so I sneak in and follow behind them because, well, once again, I don't want to be like caught alone anywhere. I know how that story ends.
I would like, please, Tequila, would you make me a speed roll with no set difficulty? You're setting a difficulty for an opposed roll here.
So base difficulty none, just roll it.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Hereward and Zahar, please make me a difficulty 4 speed roll.
Nope.
Okay. So yeah, Tink, you seem to have caught the two of them off guard, which catching both of them off guard at once is very rare.
Hey, wait!
And yeah,
Little fucker's slippier than a frog.
with your tiny little gnome legs, you actually make it to the kitchen, and you see there is an internal door with a set of stairs on the other side that is laying open. There is a very cold draft is coming up from it, and make me a difficulty 2 perception check, please. Visual. If you don't have perception, it's just going to be intellect, but I think you do.
Okay. Level 2?
Yep.
Yay.
There are smears of blood on the door. On the part that is currently facing you because the door is open. So it will be on the other side of the door when it's closed.
So Takedo follows the sounds, gets to within 5 feet of the stairs, feels a gust of that cold air come up. It snaps his head up. He sees the blood on the door and immediately does a 180 and goes, "Blood!" and runs back to the site of Zahar and the duck.
So you're running out as they're chasing you, so you kind of do like the driving scene from Umbrella Academy.
And he's back.
And so you overshoot them by a good probably 3 meters or so.
And all they hear is blood.
Yep. What do the 4 of you do?
I activate my sword.
Okay. What does it look like when you do that?
A almost otherworldly, not light radiates from it. In non-game parlance, it looks like the dark saber from Star Wars. It channels her goddess who gave her the weapon.
So now she really means business. And so, apologies for interrupting. I just wanted to get that description out since you said you're doing it. What is everyone else doing at this point?
Hereward goes up to examine the blood on the door. Are there any smells wafting from the basement? And does the blood trail continue down, or is it just like bloody handprints?
Yes, it looks like someone smeared a bloody hand on the door. Make me we'll call it just a difficulty 2 perception. You're definitely getting some smell of rot from downstairs.
See, and that's why I didn't have the stew last night.
This is not good.
No. Smells like the restless dead are here.
So This is why we came to town, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we can't just conveniently walk away, claim we fixed the furniture, and run, right?
You can, I cannot.
No, I'm not leaving you guys. We're just verifying our options.
No, we're gonna go and clean up the mess in the basement, and then we'll deal with the furniture.
Will setting the building on fire kill
No.
the undead, if I recall?
No. We're not setting the building on fire.
Technically,
I
yes.
wasn't suggesting we were going to set the building on fire as you're like, burning auras around you.
Technically, yes. But we have okay. 4 of us have already spent the night in jail. I would like to do it again tonight.
Besides, our stuff's here.
Oh, right. Stuff's upstairs. So we should get the
Yes.
stuff from upstairs and then set the place on fire.
No.
It depends.
Unless you want them to personally go after me, being the one, and I wave my fingers with the flames licking off of them as being the prime suspect, and I'm clapping my hands and it's like creating little sparks.
All right, fine. I guess those two should go downstairs and we'll see what's happening.
I will go downstairs with them because, fire.
But to be safe, you could go get our stuff. Just saying.
Yeah, there's a particularly nice aged pot of shrimp paste in my bag that I've been saving for a while, so that would be a shame.
Tequila pops in. I'll get the stuff, and he runs to the upstairs just because it gives him a distraction.
And then there were 4.
Now that the child has gone away, shall we?
Yes,
I'm
we shall.
28.
All right, so the 4 of you.
All right, and so Hereward leads the way down the stairs.
Before you do that, is it dark? Are there any lights in the basement?
It is dark.
Fina, you go first.
Yeah,
Make light.
I gotta wave my hand, kind of a bit of a jazz hand thing's going on.
It's not so much that the character with the torch should lead, it's that the character who is the torch should
Torch
lead.
should lead, yes.
Exactly.
So,
Are there
What
like
the-
candles or lanterns in this kitchen?
Yeah.
bah,
I grab one of them. I open up like a lantern. I hold it in front of her. Wait till it lights.
Yeah, so you
Close
can.
it. There you go.
Right, so the 4 of you make your way downstairs. It is the storage area of an inn. You see some casks of ale. You see some marked of wine. You see some. You actually see the more perishable things are down here because that's where you put perishable things when you don't have refrigeration because underground it's cooler.
And apparently unperishable things too.
Is it any of it disturbed?
Yes.
Or
Not if
disturbing.
I'll get to that in a moment. Yeah, you see that it doesn't look like the place has been like ransacked, but it does look like it has been traveled through carelessly. You know what I mean? And you figure out the probable source for that pretty quickly as you look, and there is a gaping hole in one of the walls that leads to a tunnel.
Oh,
Hereward.
shit.
Hereward.
Yeah.
GM intrusion.
Sure.
please. Okay, so yeah, once you've accepted it and given speed, yada yada. Okay.
Yep.
Please make me a difficulty 5 intellect defense roll.
Ooh. That's spicy. All right. Yeah, well, nope. I forget what game we're playing. Yeah, I'll throw level of effort because that's all I can do.
Yep.
Oh,
And nope.
You are caught in a flashback to the fall of Drakeburg. You are overwhelmed by the images of just these legions, hordes of the lost, just scrabbling out of the tunnels that had been left unguarded because so very few people knew about them and they were deemed impassable. Nothing is coming out of the tunnel here in the basement, but it's between the cold and you know that the lost are involved, and seeing that it is a little overwhelming. The rest of you see Hereward freeze up and go like stuck still.
I put my hand between his shoulder blades as like a grounding presence and just go, Heward, Heward, Heward.
He came from below.
I know. We took care of them then. We will take care of them now.
And you do see like tears pouring out of his one good eye.
You are haunted by visions of Drakeburg in flames.
Yep. Can smell the burning, hear the screams.
You were watching buildings get literally ripped apart. The Drakeburg wall, the trophy, the pride of Muldorf that had kept these things at bay for so long, you see it collapsing brick by brick.
Oh, not again.
No,
Can't
not again.
let it turn those rats out of this place.
Make me
We
another
will.
intellect check intellect defense roll difficulty 4, please.
Okay.
While he's doing that, Tequila is making his way back downstairs. I'd like to take an action in tinkering, and while he goes through the kitchen,
What are you trying to do?
I happen to notice an egg beater
Okay.
and other various tools of metal and wood, and have an idea for a small range weapon.
And I mean, cooking is easy. These tools will be put to much better use with you. Hereward, please activate your frenzy ability.
Sure thing.
And then describe to us what it looks like when Hereward goes into a rage.
Just, all the feathers bristle up. The one remaining eye just sort of almost goes bloodshot, and You know, this horrible quacking, hissing noise comes out of his mouth, and he just bolts into the tunnel.
I take off after him.
Okay. Fina, Zell, what do you do?
I'm following. I'm the light source, and I'm not gonna let him get
I scream
skewered
a
by
la
an undead. Like
I scream a la Fifth Element. Fina, light.
Okay. Zell?
Since I'm of course still standing on the stairs because don't want to commit myself too far, I shout up the stairs, "Tick, go time!" and then turn and head into the tunnel behind them.
You hear upstairs.
Coming!
Tick. GM intrusion.
Okay.
Hold on. Wrong button. Hold on. There we go. I know how to use this software. Really, I do.
Hmm. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Yes, and then that. Oh, look at that. Durr.
Okay. Please make me an intellect defense roll, difficulty 5.
I'm gonna throw in an effort. Man, nada.
So you missed it by 1, we say. Would you like a devil's bargain?
Pile it on, man.
All right. So these tools are really shiny. You could restock and the things you are being barraged by images of all the cool things you could do with all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
That would just be so much more practical than just making food to, okay, it's time to go, apparently. So with a heavy sigh, you join Zell and when the two of you get downstairs, there is just enough light coming back through the tunnel that the two of you are not in darkness.
Oh, that's
Well,
why
I'm
I
wearing my
grabbed
glasses.
I had the lantern with me.
Oh, okay.
I have the
Yes, you do. The cat's eye spectacles.
I have the cat's eye spectacles,
Okay.
which allows me to see in the dark.
Yep. But Zell has light, so it's all good. So did you? Oh yeah, because you went and got everyone's stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can't imagine you would have been wearing those in the common room when the fight occurred, which means you
Those
probably
spectacles?
Yeah.
No.
So you wouldn't have had them. They would have been upstairs with your stuff when you got out of the jail.
Yes.
Okay.
Probably in the little pouch or something.
Yeah. So yeah, you see the scene that I described before, and there's a tunnel with a rapidly fading, flickering light that you assume is Fina.
So am I still behind Zell at this point coming down the steps? Or is he on the steps?
Patrick?
Once I see that he's actually heading in this direction, I start making my way towards the tunnel.
Okay.
Just in case he falls down the stairs carrying all that stuff, I don't want to get rolled over by a gnome.
rolled over or just rolled.
Take your pick.
Roll over, bait, Noman.
So I get down the steps and I put everybody else's stuff, seeing that there's I'm putting it down.
Okay.
because things seem like they're happening in a state of happeningness. I don't think they're very receptive to being bothered, as it were. Um, so I put the stuff down and I take my little egg beater um shrapnel thing that I sort of thought up in the 5 minutes that I had in the kitchen.
Not even. It was like maybe 20 seconds.
Well, do what you can with what you have.
You would have loved it to have been 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You could have absolutely spent like hours in there building stuff.
He would have come out of there with a hand cranked rotary spork gun or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
I am so surprised that Tequila wasn't writing that down. All right, so you make your way into the tunnel, and the smell of rot is definitely intensifying. The cold is also intensifying, but part of that, as I said, is just natural from being underground where it's colder. And you get to kind of a little bulge in the hallway, and you are once again back at that very, very eerie quiet. There are no drips of water. The echoes from your footfalls have faded. The only sources of light are Zell's lantern and Fina's Fina. It is.
I keep an eye on Heward.
What is Heward doing?
He's, I mean, not quite no thoughts, just vibes, but pretty close. I mean, he's full on flashback, and he is just at this point in the memory is probably charging to his what he thought was his own doom.
Okay.
Like, so or actually, no, not quite. He's, like the gate's fallen, so he's running towards it.
Okay.
In reality, probably trying to run towards wherever the smell of the rot is strongest.
Okay.
But
make me an intellect defense roll difficulty 3, and you cannot spend effort on this.
okay,
Actually,
well,
4 because you're frenzying.
Yeah. Well, no, the frenzy just means I can't spend any pull points.
That's fine. Yeah. Then make it 3. That's fine.
Okay. So 3 or 4?
3.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
So the snap of the cold is actually what brings you out of it, because Drakeberg was burning, and even the heat from Fina's Shroud of Flame, while it is not blazing, but while it's not completely nothing, it's not blazing hot either, and the memories fade. You kind of come to in that little extra space in the hallway, and you just kind of crumple to the ground. What do you do?
Did I? Zar, did I?
I put my hand on his head. You're fine. It's okay.
Not fine. Never
It's okay.
will be fine.
I have your back, just
I
like
know.
I did 2 years ago.
I know.
You know I will
know.
stop you if I can. You are fine. As best fine as we can be. Arashki protects us. It is good. We will stop them.
Okay. Okay.
Breathe in. Breathe out. During all this, I have tuned out everybody but Heward.
Okay.
Trusting that they will let us know if anything happens. While I talk him back down.
Okay. Vel and Tick, you catch up with the rest of the group. Basically, as Hereward is falling to his knees, and you see Zahar comforting him.
Has this happened before with the party?
I mean, you've seen Hereward go into a frenzy. Actually, Matt, I'm going to leave it up to you.
Well, I mean, that one of those little microfictions that I wrote, that little incident by the campfire. I don't know. Do you want that to be canon?
Go for it.
Yep.
So yeah, you've witnessed this before. He, that time he managed to snap out of it on his own, but yeah, you've seen this, and it probably doesn't help that whole phobia thing at all whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Still, Tequila is keeping close by Zell's side. And in seeing what's going on, he leans over to Zell and softly says, "Is he all right?"
No, he's been in it before. I've been in it a little bit. I was a soldier and I had a whole city trying to kill me. But I get it. Give him a few.
And as the five of you stand / kneel there, and you start to, the silence is starting to feel almost oppressive. And then the wail comes again.
I stand up and turn towards the sound. My blade before me.
Howard's like immediately on his feet.
It is coming from further down the tunnel. At least the first one did.
Shit.
From behind you.
So closer to where Zell and I are standing?
Yeah, I mean, you made it a good ways down the tunnel from the storage room before coming to this little alcove. But yes, it is definitely back, and it's not right on you. But it is definitely back towards the inn.
Is
back.
Is the alcove like large enough to be defensible?
Probably. I mean, it is a natural clearing in the rock.
Okay.
if you had to take a quick guess, you'd say probably maybe 10-meter diameter. It's roughly
That's-
circular.
Pretty big. Okay.
It's about 30 feet, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a short distance across.
Hold the choke point.
Yeah. Back to back.
Yeah.
Zell,
Yes.
back to back.
Radio.
Okay. Tick, Fino.
I get Seraphina's back.
Tick is just looking around going, one back short, and I'm one short back.
Get over with the cool kids over here.
Fine. And I back up to both of my shoulders basically on their hip bones.
Okay. One second here. And so you are waiting there, just waiting for them to come to you, if they are coming to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's either
Well, I mean, I'm wearing the glasses. Well, hold on. Seraphina's got the light, is light.
So this sound is coming from further down, correct?
One of them is coming from further down the hall, the tunnel. The second one is coming from the other way, back towards the supply room.
yeah, so we're getting attacked on two fronts. So it's either
Okay.
hold the point or we pick one side and push hard and try and punch through and then turn around and defend from whatever manages to catch up from the
Okay,
from the other
so
direction.
kind GM, sir.
Yes.
Given my knowledge of tactics and Hewitt's suggestion, I want to see if I think that we actually could punch through the one side back the way we came, take out whatever it is, and then turn around and defend the other one as it's coming down the tunnel. Or if it's wiser just to sit here and let them both come to us.
Well,
Can I roll that?
yeah. Roll me an intellect roll, tactics, difficulty. We're going to make it a difficulty 3, but there will be additional information at a 5.
Okay, so should I set it at 5?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Nice. Yep. No, you got
Hang
it.
on, I hit the wrong button.
Where's
Where's the pay for the
it does it automatically.
Oh damn, then I just lost 2. Oh no,
Oh.
that's right. I have edge.
Still, oh yeah, yeah, because you re-rolled it, so that's fine. So your first
Okay.
one, go back up to the last roll.
Yeah, the previous one.
Yeah, because that was the one that counted. So base difficulty was 5. You had it lowered to a 3, so a 3 would beat originally a 5. So yes.
Yeah.
You, now that you're thinking about it and you kind of switched on tactical mode, you remember not hearing these creatures before, but hearing of them. They are if that scream is what you think it is, these are a particularly heinous subspecies of zombie whose wail can summon others. So you would definitely be in a better position to go one way and try to take out one before the other one caught up with you, rather than just sit and automatically be flanked. The question is, you don't know at this point how many are on each side.
Okay. Well, my thinking is we'll punch back the way we came because that's where the exit is if we need it.
Okay.
So we can try to fight our way back up the stairs or whatnot if we have to.
Yeah, that's
So-
a sound tactical choice.
So I turn to specifically to Heward and Zahar. Say, we need to punch through. Head back the way we came. Clear whatever's in the way. We're right behind you.
On it.
All right.
All right.
Now, is the tunnel wide enough for us to go side by side, or do we have to go single file?
Well, GM intrusion.
Okay. I accept, and I'm going to give it to Fina.
You will have to go single file.
Okay. That works. I will stand behind Heward since I have a foot of height on him.
Heward, are you taking the lead?
Yep.
Okay. So it's Heward and then Zahar, and then what are the other three?
And I'll go in the middle
Okay.
to give everybody light, and I can kind of duck to this to the side to basically cast around Zahar and Heward.
Okay.
I'll take up the rear since I have the lantern. I can watch behind us in case something's about to overtake us. From there, I can let everyone know.
Okay.
Thank
by
you.
Screaming my peril.
Takedo feels much safer in between.
Hey, are you running? Are you walking normally? Are you walking carefully / sneaking? How are you proceeding?
We should move hastily.
Yes.
Not run, but a forced march.
Yeah.
Okay.
So double time, not full out.
Okay. So in that case, everyone please make me a stealth roll or speed if you don't have it. This will then be difficulty 4 with an extra at 5. So make it a 5, and if you miss it by 1, then you've made a 4. Oh, nice, Zahar.
Nope.
Yeah.
So the people in the front
Dude,
have a nice buffer from the loud folks.
Okay, so
Oh my God.
let's
So
take a
we
look.
just like completely just tripped over each other in our haste to be able to get down the tunnel.
Except for me.
Wait, I did beat a difficulty 4 though.
Yes, you did. So did Fina.
Okay, so it's not as tragic as it looks.
Yeah. Harold, you beat an effective 4 because you spent a level of effort. And oh yeah, Tick, you also beat an effective 4. So what that means is that you stumble onto the light from well, frankly, from Fina, because at this point, Zell being in the back, your lantern is kind of
Yeah, I'm
ineffective.
aiming it behind us.
Yeah. As you are marching quickly back down the hall, you get probably about halfway back to the supply room, you would guess, and your firelight starts glinting off of 4 pairs of sickly greenish red eyes.
Lovely.
And I believe it is time for everyone to roll initiative. Give me 1 second to get everyone here on with combat.
Oh.
Yep. Okay, please roll initiative.
Difficulty?
Um, make it a difficulty 4, and we'll see, because I think it just uses this as your. I think it'll just put it in your initiative order.
To say, can I have an asset since I got a 20 on my speed?
Yes.
All right, I am totally re-rolling that.
Okay.
Remind me how to roll initiative. I have not been a player in this system.
It's under your skills. It's under combat skills.
Oh, that's all right.
So roll initiative. Then what was the difficulty?
Make it a 5. It will just take your result and put it into the initiative tracker. Okay. And welcome to combat. Zell, you are first. You missed the difficulty 5, as I recall.
But no, I hit the 5. I beat a 6.
No, in your stealth stealth.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah, I hit the 4.
Yep. Okay, so the screamer actually looks as prepared as a zombie can look. So you've got 4 they are, I mean, barely dressed at all. In fact, 2 of them are completely naked, and it doesn't matter because anything they had between their legs has fallen off a long time ago.
Tragic.
Right? In various states of disrepair. One of them looks a little taller, probably a little stronger than the other 3. And that one is the one that looks, like I said, as prepared for you as a mindless creature of darkness can look. What would you like to do?
Well, fortunately, when we were heading down, or actually into the building, I knocked a bolt into my crossbow, so I figure I'll just take a shot and try not to accidentally bean any of my friends in front of me in the head.
Good call. Okay, are you going for the larger one or one of the 3 smaller ones?
I'm a big fan of focusing fire, and I'm hoping that my 2 more combat-oriented friends are going to go after the screamer, so I will as well.
Okay. That will be a difficulty 4 ranged attack, please.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to do something kind of cool that I found.
Okay, so that is hand crossbow, roll thingy, base difficulty 4.
Yep. So I have set the default difficulty for all of you to 4, because I figured out how to do that. So
music licensing reimagined.
okay, I need to take care of that. Yes, we are using free music under Creative Content licenses. All the attributions will be in the description after the video.
All right, so this is off of the combat screen. Click on my weapon. Target's already there.
Yep.
Oh,
Ow.
nope.
Swing!
It's over that way.
Yeah, so it's the flickering of the light from Fina is kind of playing a little bit of holy hell with your perspective. So then it is Hereward.
Okay.
Now you also failed your, or you got no, you made the 5 because it was easy.
No, I didn't make the 5. I made the 4.
Oh yes,
but
yes,
I
yes,
didn't
yes,
make
right.
the 5.
So yes, you will also actually that shot should have been difficulty 5 because he had the drop on you. Yeah, the screamer clocks you and seems again a little ready for you. The 3 smaller zombies are mindless, shambling eating machines. What would you like to do?
I would like to spend one of those XPs I earned in play
Okay.
to do a player intrusion.
There you go.
Introduce my intrusion here, and do perfect setup,
Okay.
which allows me to basically attack, basically
Attacking all 3 of the normal ones.
all 3 of the normal ones. You know, it's a, you've described it as a narrow catacomb
Yep.
or tunnel. So essentially what Hereward does is just, like bends down a little bit and almost instinctually like jumps over the screamer
Okay.
and is just like doing the, Zack Snyder slow-mo with the pole mace
Mm-hmm.
and slamming into the 3 little guys who are sort of nicely lined up because they're brainless.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, so you're going to make 3 difficulty 3 attacks. You are
Okay.
still as it is a single action, you are still limited to 1 level of effort for the entire action.
Okay.
But you may spend that if and where you wish.
Okay.
Also,
well, let's
to our
see
viewers,
if
I don't have an animation for player intrusion yet. Next time.
Okay.
Oof.
So I guess I go sailing over the first one.
Yep.
Collide with the next one.
Okay.
And
Oof. Nice.
pancake the second one into the third one.
Okay.
So can I apply retroactively a level of effort for damage on the last guy?
No, you need to do that before you roll.
Okay. Oh. All right. So that's 7 points of damage to number 2 and number 3.
Okay.
And I guess I'm over here now.
Oh, I see why. Sorry, folks. Okay. All right. So he's yeah. Okay. Okay. Yes. Where's this stupid thing? There we go. All right. So yeah, you leap over the screamer. You kind of do like one of the wall runs around the screamer. You misjudge the jump just a little bit. And end up sailing over the first, but then you slam into the second. Unfortunately, that puts you right in the zombies. You're actually in their area. can't do the movement and not the target. What? Sorry, folks. This is me also getting used to the.
All that from the GM side.
Right? Yeah. Well, let's try that again. You are. Now here I was trying to be all slick. Okay. Yeah, you are right up in all of the zombies' mangled, disgusting faces. And the screamer is going to take a swipe at you. Please make me a difficulty 4 speed defense roll.
Okay, that I will use a level of effort to.
Okay. No, it was difficulty 4.
I couldn't change it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, because I.
On
Sorry.
the default.
Yep, that's
so.
me. Yep.
I did try,
Yep,
but
that's fine.
should have said something,
Yep.
but I figured we can.
That's right. Yep. We'll fix it, and then we won't fix it in post, but that's okay. So yeah, the screamer lunges at you with both of its claws. You are still kind of regaining your bearings from the wall run trick that you did.
Yeah.
And you feel it actually slice into the shoulder on your blind side for 4 points of damage, one of which is absorbed by your armor.
Okay.
Yep. Unfortunately, the other ones go next. And they see a juicy target right in front of them. So if you would please make me 3 difficulty 3 speed defense rolls.
Sure. Nope.
Oof.
Yep.
Okay.
So the guy I missed hits me on the way in.
Yep.
I'm guessing.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Okay.
So the way I'm imagining this, yeah, I basically collided with the last 2 in the row, knocking them down. And yeah, the first goon zombie got me coming in, and the screamer got me.
Yeah. Because
so
you basically ran right or flew right past the first zombie, so it rakes down your back for 3 points of damage.
So
again,
that's another 2.
Yep.
Okay.
The other 2, and one of them, the third one, is not the brightest zombie in the world. And it kind of overextends as it tries to rake at you. So you will get an asset if you attack it next round. And now we're up to Fina.
Okay. Having seen the effect of the zombie screamer, bringing in more of his friends, I am actually going to I'm going to take a shot at him at shambling thing.
At the Screamer?
Yes.
Okay. That is a difficulty 4.
Okay. I am going to try to hit it with Onslaught.
Okay. Are you doing the physical version or the mental version?
Physical.
Okay.
So, 4. Efforts. Yes. Okay.
Nice.
So flames leap out from my fingers and hit the zombie screamer right in the head. Just a whole series of them.
Okay. So you lash out with flames. They kind of surround the Screamer. It doesn't give out another wail like it was before, but it is, it certainly acknowledges the fact that you have damaged it. And next, it's Zahar.
Okay. I first use my movement to move up.
So remember, you get an action or a movement. You can move a short distance and make an attack if you make a difficulty 4 speed check.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no movement versus action in Cypher.
Gotcha. Because I need to be able to reach one of these guys. If I move a short distance, can I get within reach of the ones by Heward?
Oh yes, yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah, they are a short distance away.
Okay, so I will take a step forward and go after. I think it's the one that is on Heward's blind side.
Okay, so go ahead and move yourself into that space, and
kind of right there.
Sure. And then if you want to make an attack, you need to make a difficulty 4. You need to pass a difficulty 4 speed check.
Okay, so got to do that first. Difficulty 4. Okay.
Excellent. Okay. So yes, now you can make your attack.
Okay. So what I am going to do is my goal is to take the scimitar and slice up and try and bisect as much of the zombie as I can.
Okay. Okay. That'll be a difficulty 3 attack.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, so this is the one that he kind of sailed over when he was doing his maneuver. And you get a good chunk of it. It's by no means, dismissed by any stretch of the imagination, but also, you've battled enough of the lost that to know that even when they fall down, they don't always stay that way.
Right.
And now Taquito. You're muted.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay. I would like to run and hide, please.
Okay. You can absolutely do that.
Hold on. So the grid that is overlaid on the map.
Yes.
The square indicates short range or immediate range.
So any given section of the map with the not the individual grid lines, but like the sections of the map
Yeah.
is within immediate range. You're within immediate range of anything in that section. Anything
Okay.
that is one section away is short range, 2 is long, 3 is very long.
Okay. All right. So Takedo wants to try out his 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 egg beater shredder weapon thing that he concocted on the way down from the kitchen,
Okay.
in which he has taken an egg beater and he has cutlery, and he's devised a way to effectively feed it in like a Gatling gun, but basically get it so that it will shred, it'll create shards of metal that can literally looking into my kitchen right now. I guess, yeah, we're talking about, 15 to 20 feet.
Okay. So you'll notice that I didn't actually ask you for a tinkering roll when you were in the kitchen. I'm asking you for that now.
Oh. Look who's being a GM.
Right? It's like I've been doing this for 40 years or something. So make me, let's
Yeah,
see.
I said I wanted to take the action at least.
Yes, yeah, yep. And that's exactly, and I made a mental note of, okay, so I'll ask him for the tinkering roll when he goes to fire it.
Okay.
So
Base
that's
difficulty?
So this is just the tinkering roll. This isn't the roll to hit. We're
Right,
going to call that a difficulty 6.
Damn.
Okay. You're attempting to take an egg beater and cutlery and make a Gatling gun.
What? Doesn't everybody do this? Come on.
Only on Verkbar.
Okay.
Oh
See?
my god.
All right. All right. Okay. Yes. So, Kabushki.
Nice! Excellent! Okay. So yes, it actually works remarkably well. Enough that I mean, so you're only getting one shot out of this. This is basically
fine.
You've basically made yourself a cipher. But
So what I want my minor effect to be is to, let's see. Because what you see, the result that everybody else can see is not until he uses it. Because what's going to happen when he uses this is that he's going to, do the thing. But, if you're going to shred metal cutlery, you're going to expect to see sparks. What you're not going to expect is that blue spark. And that blue spark is the element of magic, that spiritual connection that his grandfather had. Now, it's not going to be much because time pressure and everything, so it's a minor effect, but I would like that to add assets to either targeting or damage whenever I make my attack roll.
Yeah. So I will say that you can, as your minor effect, you can basically take I'm not even going to call it a free level of effort because that's a reserved term. You can either take an asset on the attack, or if you hit, you will do 3 extra damage.
Okay. Then.
Yeah.
All right.
So now this is going to be. I'm going to be. Yeah, you made it. That's fine. We're going to call it a. We're going to call it a straight up attack. It's not a light weapon, so it's not eased, but it's not a medium weapon that you're not practiced with, so it's not a hindrance. It's just It's just a straight up. It's going to be a difficulty 3 speed roll because it is a ranged attack. And who are you aiming this at?
Okay, hold on. So we're clicking speed.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, too many windows. Okay, so where I am, well, clearly I hold on. Let's move out from Zell.
But you
Uh,
so yeah, you can move freely within a given zone.
mhm.
You are a short distance away from any of the zombies.
Okay. So I want to hit the one basically closest to us, the one that's in the corner of that zone.
The screamer.
Screamer. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that one.
Okay. So you take aim with your Gatling cutlery gun. That will be a difficulty 4 speed roll. Nice. Okay.
Sweet.
So would you like 3 additional and you didn't take the asset on the roll, so I'm assuming that you're putting the asset towards damage.
I want it all towards damage.
Excellent. Do you want the minor effect to be 3 additional damage or another minor effect? If you take the damage, you will then be doing 10 damage with silverware.
I'll take that.
Okay.
I'll take damage with 10 damage with cutlery.
Okay. Yes, you are putting the cut in cutlery there, my friend.
Basically loaded up a shotgun with
He has all the spoons.
Mama's silverware
Yes. Yep.
and just
Oh my God.
boom.
It's not shrapnel, it's sharpnel.
Yes.
Now, this zombie
Now
is
he's
a
become
tough
one of the
customer.
mystery men.
You have this
Yes.
thing gets showered with forks and knives, and the occasional spoon right between the eyes, just for good measure.
Mhm.
And you are seeing like flayed flaps of rotting skin now coming half off, and then kind of flapping back down. It almost looks like a duck's feathers. It is not. It is not gone. You can see that it is significantly damaged, though. And we're back to Zell. Welcome to round 2.
So I'm reloading my crossbow, looking over at him, and he's firing the flying. Right, pink.
Okay, who are you
Let's
aiming
try
for?
this again. Zombie screamer again.
Okay, that'll be a difficulty 4 speed roll or attack roll.
Oops. Wait, no, that wasn't the right button, was it? I somehow just archived my crossbow instead of firing it for reasons.
Yep, because reasons.
Nope.
Ooh,
That's twice, man.
yeah.
Beats difficulty 1 twice.
Yep, and
It's almost like I'm playing a non-combat character. Or something.
right. I can't even give you a devil's bargain for that because it's 2 levels off. So
Yep.
yeah, you are just a little too distracted by whatever wild bullshit Tix just did.
Yeah.
That your shot just goes wide. It doesn't even dodge it. It just goes wide. And we're back to Howard.
Okay.
How you feeling there, bud?
Angry.
Okay.
The question is my love for them like Monster Truck? Do I wish to be making duck berserker?
I mean, it doesn't cost your action to go into a frenzy.
Nope. And it doesn't cost any intellect either.
Nope.
So yeah, what the hell?
The important thing is he's over there and I'm back here.
Yes.
You're out of the line of fire.
As I'm looking directly at his berserk ability. Strangely enough.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So who are you?
Frenzy. Given the whole vicious thing, yeah, the one that I staggered before.
Okay.
I think he's just gonna try and tent peg.
Go for it.
So that's
a
difficulty 3. With an asset.
Yep.
And I don't know. Let's give a level of effort for extra damage. Let's see if I can Gallagher this
Okay.
sucker. No, I can't.
Oh,
But you
And
have
I'm
XP. You have
nope,
XP.
no, I don't. No,
Oh,
burn
Remember-
it all.
Anyone can spend an XP.
I'll spend an XP.
Oh, bless your heart.
Mm-hmm.
yay!
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
And
There we
that
go.
is- So,
Ooh,
um,
that could have gotten ugly real quick.
yeah. So that was, and you said, you put the asset on. Again, no, you got the asset. So you put the effort on damage.
Damage. Yep.
Okay.
So that's
Oh, so-
13 points.
So you did it as a stat roll instead of an attack roll. That's okay. So the base damage of your
Oops.
mace is 6. Yes,
Um,
it's a heavy weapon, right?
yes.
Okay,
Base
that's-
damage is 6.
Yep.
Vicious raises it up to 7, and then when I'm in frenzy, or one of the
You
one
you
of
pancake it. You pancake it.
Yeah.
You step up. You know, for a moment you have this inexplicable desire to like point ahead of you and to the left,
Mhm.
and you just wind up and smack the thing. Yeah, its head goes flying off. Strangely enough, in the direction that you were tempted to point, and makes a somewhat sickening splorch as it hits the wall of the cave. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Very.
Good, because
I don't think that
Extremely
guy's getting
proud.
up again.
Hmm?
I don't think that guy's getting
No.
up again.
Because now it's the zombies' turns again, and so the screamer, the screamer just got flayed by cutlery, but I forget. Zahar, did you attack the screamer or one of the other
No,
ones?
I attacked the zombie to the left of the
Okay,
one that
great.
just
Yes,
died.
yes, yes. Okay. So the screamer still has its attention fixed on you, Hereward. If you could please make me a difficulty 4 speed defense roll, as it tries to give you another loving hug.
Yay. All right. Speed defense. Let's actually get in the right tab there.
It should also be down on your macro hotbar.
Yeah, there's something weird with that
Okay.
where all the images are corrupted. So
Okay.
I'm just getting a,
Yep.
broken file
Okay.
thing. All right. Yeah, let's space out as I'm trying to look at the interface. I'm gonna I'll burn a level of effort
Okay.
to try and not be
Well,
nope.
no devil's bargain.
Sure.
Okay.
What's the worst that can happen? He says, knowing full well.
Mm-hmm. Hereward and Zahar, you guys are a little distracted here to really notice this. The other 3 of you start to hear shuffling and a wail from behind you. They found you. They'll come in next round.
Faster, faster, must kill faster.
So now it is the other 2 zombies, or 2 of them are left. The one Zahar that you attacked is going to attack you back because they have possibly even a shorter attention span than Tick. So if you could please make me a difficulty 3 speed defense roll.
Okay.
Oof.
Nope.
Do you want the Devil's Bargain?
Absolutely.
I love it. I'm so glad we've added this. Okay. So you managed to evade. You managed to evade the zombies' attack. However, the other zombies got here a little faster than you expected.
Well, shit.
Right? Come on, token. Yeah. They're behind you. You guys have now been hemmed in by zombies. Welcome to the game. And I think as these 4 more pairs of eyes come out of the darkness at you, Zell, Fina, and Tick, you turn around as they are coming up on you. You almost think you see the hint of a smile on the Screamer's face. And that's all for episode 1 of Echoes of the Undying. Right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for playing. We're going to get out of here. We're going to do our after show in a few minutes. That'll come up on YouTube tomorrow. I'll fix a couple of things in post here. But other than that, for Matt, Julie, Ray, Patrick, and ECAT, I am Trevor, the Vitruvian Maple. Good night, everyone.